Praise be to Jesus. The church is like a bike in equilibrium. If it stops, it falls down. In Santa Marta, Francis warns against the risk of rigidity. There are those who distill the law and transform it into ideology. The church is like a bike in equilibrium. If it stops, it falls down. God frees, ideas and ideologies do not. They make prisoners. From this axiom, clearly expressed in the Gospel of John and his reference to the doctors of the law, Pope Francis unfolds his homily during the morning Mass in Casa Santa Marta before the C9 cardinals, who until tomorrow will be attending their 24th meeting. Once again, the pontiff warns against the risk of rigidity, which leads to placing oneself at the center and thus remain untouched before the works of the Holy Spirit and insensitive to new things. The doctors of the law, in fact, were incapable of discerning the signs of the times. They were slaves of words and ideas. Bergoglio observed in his homily reported by Vatican News. They keep going back to the same questions. They are incapable of leaving that closed world. They are prisoners of ideas. They received the law that was life, but they distilled it. They transformed it into ideology, and thus they toss and turn it and are unable to move beyond. Anything new for them is a threat. Well, I have a couple of things to say here. First of all popes are to propagate the deposit of faith, but again, we see here the Pope not only does not do so, but promotes his agenda, his new way of keeping the bike, as he calls it, in balance. And in moving forward and in doing so makes more comments showing his rejection of the deposit and tradition of the faith. So again, we just see the same thing over and over again here, where he doesn't do his job as far as propagating the deposit of faith, and he pushes his agenda in the sense that he basically calls Orthodoxy, those who believe in the tradition of faith, he calls us rigid, and any number of other things. So the link's in the description box.